So without further ado, I'm thrilled to welcome you to our Faire Fashion Week webinar. For today's session, we're going to focus on our upcoming Faire Fashion Week event, how to prepare your shop for this, and then how to market for the event. A bit of housekeeping before we dive in. We are recording this session and we will be sharing the content with attendees. So the recording, deck, and prep collateral will be emailed to you within a few days. Let's take a moment to introduce our presenters today. So we are all part of your brand success team at Faire. We may be a familiar face for you. First, we have Jenny Leiser. She works from our San Francisco headquarters, and she focuses on our North American brands. And then we have Liam Davis. He is calling in all the way from London. He dedicates his time to our United Kingdom apparel brands. And then I am Deborah Plotsky. I work from our Atlanta office, and I also focus on North American brands. And then we have Maddie Mastra. She's our chat answer extraordinaire today, and she works out of our Los Angeles office and also is focused on North American brands. So we're just 4 people of our mighty team focused on international apparel and footwear brands. We really encourage you to reach out to your dedicated brand success manager and schedule some time to implement some of the strategies that we're going to review today. Our team's goal is to ensure your success and growth on Faire, so make sure to take advantage of our partnership. We're going to cover a few things today. First, an overview of the rapidly growing apparel category at Faire. Then we'll dive into Faire Fashion Week specific details, how to get your shop ready for the event, marketing strategies, and we'll wrap it all up with a great, clear event checklist. So I'm going to hand it off to Liam to get us started.
Hello everyone, so I'm Liam. I'm a brand success manager here based out of London, as Deb said, and I work with UK and other North European brands. So I'm going to kick off by giving us some background into apparel at Faire. Next slide, please. So what is the offering and value of using Faire as an apparel brand or a retailer? So Faire has a very local first mission, and we're aiming to deliver for both our brands and retailers values that reflect that. So for context, for retailers, we are providing them with access to brands like yourself, over 13,000 of them, to shop and stock products for their store. We take that further by providing them with data-driven recommendations that provide them certainty that the product is right for their store and their end customer. And this continues to improve over time in our recommendations. We absorb a significant amount of the buying risk for retailers. So we do that via net 60 terms, which you may have heard of, meaning order now, pay in 60 days. And many brands might understand how hard it can be for them to offer them these terms themselves, especially during uncertain times. So we help alleviate the initial buying risk for a retailer by covering free returns, that's fair, when ordering with a new brand, giving them greater confidence to discover and try new products. And for apparel brands, we're very committed to helping you grow your sales by exposing you to thousands of apparel and footwear retailers across 19 countries on our marketplace. We can help you convert the leads you're acquiring at shows or through other channels like social media, streamlining them through Faire with our funded benefits and incentives that you can also extend to your existing customer bases. We absorb a lot of the risk on the brand side as well for you by providing you with guaranteed payments on every order and managing the retailer vetting process for you, which we know can get quite tricky, and support you strategize with your success manager over time. Next slide, please. So across both North America and Europe, specifically right now, we have over 120,000 retailers, that's apparel and footwear retailers. That spans across 15,000 cities, and that's ordering from, as I said, over 13,000 apparel footwear brands. So 35,000 of those retailers are members of what we call our Insider program. That's a monthly subscription for retailers, offering them benefits such as free shipping and exclusive early access to new brand arrivals on the marketplace. And for context, where we've come to in just a couple of years, we've seen apparel revenue growth 4 times year on year, which has been thanks to all of you leveraging our Faire tools, and 3 times times brand growth on year-on-year on Faire, as we continue to grow in North America, but also expand our footprint in the EU and wider Europe. We see 70% of our apparel retailers reordering with brands, and we'll chat more about the marketing tips and tricks you can use to drive this number up for your brand, as what we want to do is see long-lasting relationships formed between you and retailers. Now I'm going to pass over to Jenny, who's going to talk to you about the upcoming event.
Thanks, Liam. My name is Jenny, and I'm super excited to walk you through the most exciting footwear and apparel event of the season, Faire Fashion Week. So Faire Fashion Week is a unique opportunity for apparel and footwear brands to maximize their pre-order sales this season through this event's Faire funded specials. The 7-day online pre-order event will take place September 18th through the 24th, and Faire will be funding 20% off all opening pre-orders over $1,000 minimum for all new customer orders, and then 10% off all pre-orders over $1,000 minimum for any returning Faire customers. And just to clarify, if you have any existing customers who have not yet placed an order with you through Faire, but you would like them to order from you during this event, they're actually eligible for the higher 20% off, as it is still considered an opening order if the relationship has never been managed on Faire before. And for those of you who are newer to Faire or who have not participated in our previous Faire Fashion Week events, I will share why this is a great opportunity. So first, Faire Fashion Week is the best place to both maximize your spring/summer 23 pre-order sales reach to new clients, as well as drive higher order volume by leveraging these promotions to your existing customers as well. You'll also be able to offer the most compelling pre-order buying experience by offering unmatched savings and value through utilizing Faire's tools and benefits. And best of all, this event is completely free to participate. So how exactly do brands increase sales during Faire Fashion Week? So historically, brands do this by optimizing their shop prior to the event for increased discoverability, and by offering their buyers these Faire funded specials and inviting them to shop during the event. And positive results show in the numbers. During last Faire Fashion Week events, brands increased their weekly pre-order sales by 5x, and we saw thousands of new brand retailer relationships formed. Also, there were over 300,000 units sold during the event. Next slide. When looking back at retailer spending habits from our last Faire Fashion Week this last March, we found that the top shopped categories were shirts, blouses, dresses, and rompers within the women's category, and bodysuits and hoodies within the kids and baby category. We also found that the top seasons purchased were summer 22 and fall 22, which is a great reminder for this Faire Fashion Week to make sure that you add in both your newest spring 23 season as well as your winter pre-spring assortment to capture that full sales potential. Faire Fashion Week can also save your sales team's time. So if you are not planning to attend shows this season, Faire Fashion Week offers brands and retailers the ability to make these connections from the comfort of your own home or office. Or if you are attending or have attended shows this season, you can allow customers to place orders in real time at trade shows that overlap with Faire Fashion Week, such as Coterie, or you can also increase post-show sales conversion by offering the Faire Fashion Week specials to lock in orders from those customers that you've met but have not yet received orders from at previous shows. Next slide. At this point, you're probably wondering what's the catch, and to be completely transparent, there isn't one. Participation is 100% free, so from an ROI perspective, Faire Fashion Week is by far the best trade show option for mitigating risk, maximizing profit, and new customer reach. Faire can also save you money by guaranteeing payments on these orders. Faire guarantees order payouts on all pre-orders, so you never have to chase down credit cards from your buyers. And again, you can offer the best prices to your existing and prospective customers on Faire through Faire Fashion Week's special of up to 20% off. Next slide. So now that we've covered the why, here are the next steps for participation. So first and most important, please make sure that you register for the event in your brand portal if you've not done so already. This is required in order for you to be able to participate. And you can find the registration in the left-hand navigation in your events tab. Then once you're registered, the next steps are to first ensure that your shop page is reviewed and updated as needed for optimal discovery. Then make sure you have product photography ready prior to the event and have your newest pre-order collection added to your shop. And then lastly, you'll want to maximize your reach of this event offer. So make sure to update your lead list in your CRM prior to starting your Faire Fashion Week marketing outreach. And with that, I will kick it back over to Liam, who will walk you through each of these preparation steps in more depth.
Thank you, Jenny. So let's talk about getting your shop, fair, and event ready. So here I'm going to go through some tips and best practices for getting your Faire shop set up and optimized, which is ultimately going to stand you in the best stead for Faire Fashion Week, but also going forward into the future on Faire. Next slide. Cool. So there's quite a lot of information here, so it may be worth coming back to dig deeper into this slide, but also I would recommend discussing it with one of us, your brand success manager, if they're not here. We want to ensure you're equipped with all the tools at your disposal in order to influence traffic in the best way, but also conversion as much as possible leading up to, during, and after the event. So there are a number of ways to do that. Influencing traffic, I like to think of it as being broken down into 3 primary buckets. So looking at the left-hand side of this slide first, content, performance, and activity, which I'm going to go through now. So product content. The first thing you want to do is think about the names and the descriptions of your products and how key of a role they play in your discoverability on Faire's marketplace. So thinking a bit like Google SEO, keywords are going to determine where you stand in search results, which means you want them to be well placed in your descriptions for all of your products. You also obviously want to make those products categorized correctly. So you don't want a t-shirt showing up as something completely different. And that's worth checking. I usually say the best way to do that is with our new bulk editor tool. Rather quickly, you can skim down your products, looking at the hero image and seeing what the product type currently is set at. If you're a bit unsure about how to use that or haven't used it yet, it's a great opportunity to reach out to one of us. High quality imagery goes without saying. I'll usually say a minimum of 2 images per product is ideal, but for clarity and for Faire Fashion Week, we know that sometimes product imagery is not ready in time for various reasons, and CADs will work if you upload those for your new lines that you're uploading for the event. Now, brand performance. So driving Faire sales is going to kickstart what we like to often call the Faire flywheel. So that's going to increase traffic to your page. So thinking about channeling wholesale inquiries that you might get from various places, maybe Instagram, for example, and using your Faire Direct link in response to that, adding in customers directly into your customer tab. You might have like a lead list somewhere. You might have individuals that you come across here and there that you can add in. So this could be existing retailers. It could be retailers you've worked with in the past, but maybe haven't in a while. It could be new leads. So we're a marketplace. Reviews are important. Engaging with your existing customers is a surefire way to see strong reviews early and often, and to keep driving those sales I was talking about. So sales are going to continuously help our algorithm learn better who to surface you to and get more relevant traffic to your page on Faire over time. And brand activity. So we want you to obviously update your catalog on a regular basis. We want to know what's in stock, what's not, generally on Faire, but also retailers want a full assortment. So when you're uploading your new pre-order lines for this event, having the full assortment is obviously ideal. And making the most out of Faire's marketing suite. There are multiple tools that we have on Faire that you can leverage for free that will help you increase your exposure if you haven't used them already. So that can include email campaigns, it can include putting the widget on your website, and it can also obviously include social media. Honestly, feel free to get creative with it as much as you like. And then Faire Direct. I am going to come on to this some more shortly, but I also want to draw attention to the right-hand side of the slide. So there are other ways you can also optimize your page. Some are to also increase traffic. Some will help you increase conversion as well. And some are just to help you support your setup and making those catalog updates regularly and faster. So firstly, shop settings. Here I want to mostly highlight minimum order values, but also minimum order quantities, which can be found within your products too, and then lead times. So I'm going to briefly go over the difference between those terms. And I encourage you to follow up with your success manager as well if you want to talk further about them. So a minimum order value, or sometimes we call it an MOV, are the first order minimums you set for any particular country. So for example, I might set a minimum spend of $200 for a retailer in the US and £150 for the UK for your brand. Whereas a minimum order quantity is what we call the quantity a retailer must order for any given product. So let's say my brand has organic t-shirts. I'm going to say that a retailer has to order a minimum of 3. The difference between these as well, and why it helps optimizing, is one can be filtered by retailers on our marketplace. That is minimum order value, whereas minimum order quantities can't be. So in terms of thinking, how do we get more eyes on your page? How do we ensure that if a retailer is filtering, we can show up as much as possible? Then setting your minimum order values at slightly lower level and maybe putting in minimum order quantities to at least make sure that you have decent order sizes is often advisable. When we're thinking about pre-orders, we do tend to see larger orders anyway, but this is worth bearing in mind going forward. And then finally, lead times, which again, may not appeal so much to pre-orders, but it's worth looking at and talking with your success manager about for non-pre-order type products. Now that was quite of a mouthful, so do speak to your success manager if you get any questions on that or you wanted to strategize, talk about it a little bit further. You have the ability to organize your shop by arranging product orders to spotlight top sellers. You have image, videos, background stories to your brand, which is also helpful to add to give retailers just a bit more info about who you are that they can honestly pass on to their customers when talking about your products. And lastly, you'll see integrations at the bottom there. We have 2 integrations set up at the moment with Shopify and WooCommerce coming soon. And you can really help speed the catalog and product imports up, as well as looking at things like inventory syncing and future order syncing across platforms. Again, if you need help with this or want to discuss further, you can with one of us. Cool, next slide. So now I'm going to focus really on the pre-order product setup. So getting your pre-order product set up for Faire Fashion Week is probably the most important action you can take after registering for the event. A pre-order is an order placed for a product during a defined buying period that goes into production and is shipped at a later date, often months ahead. So this differs a little bit from a scheduled order on Faire, which you may have seen, or made-to-order products, as a made-to-order product is a brand receives an order for and then produces often in more small batches, year-round, and with a lead time of anything from a few days to several weeks. We can set your pre-order products up on Faire in the portal individually by adding the pre-order settings using the bulk editor, but also via our bulk uploader, which you may have seen when you're uploading new products at any moment onto Faire. So there's a few ways to do it. Within an individual product page, you'll see a button at the bottom that will let you toggle on, allow retailers to pre-order this product. Then you can set an order by date, so when you need the order in for this pre-order, and a shipping window, so when you're expected to ship out the orders that you get for it. We commonly see brands set up the pre-order settings within the bulk upload all at once for their new lines and adding products onto the Faire that way. You may also have the ability to decide whether you wish to keep the product available to sell after that order by date if you set one. And as I mentioned, there's a couple of ways of doing this. So getting it the first time is pretty easy, but if you want to just walk through it in a bit of a demo, then we are here to help you do that. And next slide, please. Sorry, back one there. Thanks. So Faire Direct. I hope you've heard us talk about this with you before. So why is Faire Direct important? Why do we talk about it? First, it helps to get your sales flywheel spinning via our algorithm. So as I was talking about a little bit earlier, uploading and inviting customers and leads enables our algorithm to learn better who your customer segments are, and then subsequently surface you to more relevant retailers on our marketplace. So it's strategic. You're using Faire Direct with your current customer base to help acquire new retailers via our marketplace, and this is true always. So it helps drive more productive traffic. Because of our algorithm, you're going to be ranked higher for retailers likely to purchase on the marketplace. And a high volume of traffic is great, but productive traffic is even better. as we want the conversion from those views on your products or on your page. And then lastly, we want you to be up-ranked for inviting customers and leads that convert. So being seen by people you invite is going to accelerate your sales, hopefully. And by getting positive feedback from them as soon as you can through reviews, it's going to help your ranking. And just to clarify there at the bottom, anyone you invite via the Faire direct link, adding your customer tab, is going to be a 0% commission relationship. And if they're new to Faire, they will get that 100 USD voucher or UK pounds voucher to spend with your brand, but also the year free shipping. And that's going to include during the Faire Fashion Week event still. So summing all of that up, if you haven't leaned into Faire Direct, if you need a bit of a demo for getting your pre-order products up for the first time, if you haven't done it, then let us know and we can help you strategize and get that sorted ASAP. And on to Deb for dive into marketing.
Right. So once your shop is in tip-top shape, we want to make sure that customers know that it's time to come shop with you. So we have 3 special marketing tools just for Faire Fashion Week to help you let both your current customers and new leads know that you're participating in the event. The first tool is our Faire Direct QR code flyer. So this is really for easy ordering on the go. It's a customized QR code flyer. So that QR code is unique to your brand that lives in your Faire Fashion Week event guide. It's ideal for driving order conversion at trade shows you're attending, both before and during Faire Fashion Week. Some ways that your peers are using their QR code successfully already are listed here. So a lot of brands have printed this flyer as a large sign for their trade show booth or in their showroom. We think it's quite beautiful and it's pretty clear and sticky with all these great, incentives that we're offering. Most popular so far though has been using it as a 5x7 inch postcard, so like a little grab and go giveaway. Buyers can take them and use them later for easy ordering or following up after the show. And then really just the simplest and probably easiest way to use it is just to download the flyer on your tablet or mobile device. That way you can just pull it up, have the customer take out their phone or their tablet, scan it, and shop and place an order with one click pretty much. What's really great about the QR code is it's an easy way to also confirm orders post trade show. So if somebody didn't place an order with you at the event, you can reach back out and get those orders without having to take any margin hit or risk, which is we're finding more and more important in this difficult economy. So just a reminder that your customers will all get net 60 payment terms. If they're new to Faire, $100 off and 1 year of free shipping. And then on top of all that, there are Faire Fashion Week discounts. The second tool that we're offering for Faire Fashion Week is your Faire Fashion Week specific email templates. So like all good Faire email marketing, you're going to want to make sure to start by segmenting your outreach to keep your messages relevant and effective to each customer. So you can do that in your customers tab. I hope you are all already familiar with that. When you click into your customers tab, there's a bunch of different segments already listed for you and the ability to create a custom new list. So wanted to highlight today some of the most effective segments that we see our brands use. The first one is new to Faire. That's a great group to reach out to directly since they're eligible for those extra promotions, the free shipping for a year, $100 off. So that one generally converts very well. Then you probably, coming off of trade show season or in the middle of trade show season, any new leads that are recently met, that's a great group to focus on and keep warm and follow up with. The next group is reordering customers, so people who have placed an order with you in the past via Faire. They love shopping on Faire, they love your brand, and so now's the perfect time to get them coming back for another order. And then very specifically to Faire Fashion Week, it's quite impactful to group buyers whose last order was at the previous Faire Fashion Week. So if you participated in March, you can actually filter in your customers tab to last ordered between March 7th and 12th, which was our last event. And then that's a great group. You know, they're market shoppers. They love Faire Fashion Week. Reach out to them and get them ordering again. And on top of that, you can get creative with your segments. And this is, again, a great time to leverage your specific brand success manager for some brainstorming and, you know, custom lists that you guys can create together that are perfect for your business. Overall, for emails, timing and consistency is key. So our top brands are sending 1 to 3 emails ahead of our events. It keeps them top of mind for buyers as they prepare for the event. To take full advantage, you'll want to send your first message this week. So fresh off this webinar, you can get going and dive into that. As you might imagine, staying top of mind during the event is also key. So sending 2 to 3 reminders, sharing your new products and what is selling best during the event, or even a countdown to shop going into the last day is a great idea. And also don't forget that you can schedule these in advance so that you aren't needing to log in every few days to create content. You can even set them up this week and you'll be good to go until event time. Also just want to remind everyone that Faire will not share your customer list with other brands. Our Faire does not send email marketing to your retailers unless they opt into those. So that customers tab is truly your list for you to use as you wish. The last little pro tip here is that we really do encourage creativity in your emails. It's important to focus on your products. And so you can use the product feature in the email marketing tool in your brand portal to import clickable items directly into your emails to make it super easy for people to place their orders. Next up, I want to highlight one of our top performers at last Faire Fashion Week, Soludos. Soludos is a footwear brand that drove an 18 times lift in pre-orders during our last Faire Fashion Week in comparison to the weeks leading up to the event. They utilized the event as a way to highlight newly available pre-orders on Faire to both their current and new customers. To guarantee a successful event, the Soludos team took advantage of Faire's email templates that we just went over. They sent campaigns before and during the event. You can see them right here on the right side of the screen. And they did pull in those clickable pre-order items, which helped them boost their traffic overall by 144%. The strategy in general took minimal resources on their end, but returned dividends in their sales. The third Faire Fashion Week tool is our social media templates. It's important to be speaking to your customers where they are, which I'm sure you guys all know, and it's often on Instagram and social media. So once you get registered for Faire Fashion Week, if you're not already, we provide you with a folder of downloadable and customizable assets in your event guide. You can use these Faire provided assets to let your customers know that you're participating in Faire Fashion Week. You can see just a few of them here on the right-hand side of the screen. We recommend a story or grid post with new pre-order styles or top selling styles during the event. You may even want to feature the hottest spring summer 23 trends. So a little sneak peek for you here with much more content to come. But the trends that we're featuring for spring are reclaimed romance, sunset desert, crafted bohemia, country club, and new work leisure. I'm sure a lot of you have styles that relate to those in your upcoming lines. So once you're registered, you'll be notified of our trend toolkit, which is coming down the pipe, and more exciting features in September. So I'm going to hand it off to Jenny now. She's going to wrap everything up with our event checklist.
Thanks, Deb. Yeah, so just to wrap up this webinar, we've created a checklist to help you stay organized as you are getting ready for shows. So as you can see on the top, we created a shop page checklist. This is just to help ensure you get your Faire page ready for the event and you're set up for success. And then on the bottom, we synthesized a marketing checklist to ensure you're optimizing your sales reach during the event as well. And with that, thank you all for joining today's session. I hope you took away some valuable information and learned something new. We're very excited to have you guys participate at Faire Fashion Week and look forward to a successful show. And then just to reiterate some of the housekeeping notes that Deborah noted in the beginning of this webinar, we will be sending this recording so you will have access to all the content. And then we highly recommend setting up time with your success manager so you can perfect a strategy together that is specific for your brand. And with that, thank you all again, and we will chat soon.
Thank you, everyone.